Hey, what's up, guys? So, doing the Q&A. I got 37 questions here. I'm going to try and breeze through this a little faster than last time, but if it takes a little while, it takes a little while. You know, it's a special upload, so I'm going to have some trance going in the background just because, you know, I don't have lightning and shit going on outside this time like I did last time. So, I got them sorted by oldest first, so just gonna get started, I guess. So Saturn TM wants to know my favorite movie of all time. That's a hard decision. Like, starting from younger and growing older, like, I can just list you movies that I've really liked over the years. Like, when I was a kid, I think my favorite movie was The Page Master. As I got a little older, I really liked Van Helsing. I liked Step Brothers. Those are the ones that, like, really come to mind, you know, from childhood up until now. Step Brothers is probably my all-time favorite movie for reasons. XYZ wants to know what other games I play regularly. Right now, I'm only really playing Iceborne other than Epic 7. I've been playing Iceborne pretty consistently every day. I just beat it yesterday. Well, not really beat it. I killed, the Xenojiva reskin, whatever that is, and I just opened up the that other area, so I'm gonna start farming that now. What makes me happiest in life? That's a tough question, dude. Sleeping? I'm gonna go with sleeping. I love sleeping. Yeah. Thanks, Uya. George Martinez. What would you like to be implemented in the game as late game content? Any ideas in mind that I have? I don't really have any ideas in mind. I think they're doing a pretty good job. I do want to see the world boss come out. Other than that, nothing's really like RTA's kind of hyped, but that's not really in game. It's just PvP content. Yeah, that's really it. I would just like more raids, you know? Like, we have the bug shit. It'd be nice to have, you know, some other variations of raid that have a second currency, so we have something extra to do every week that gives us a chance to get good gear. I don't want the game to feel like a job, you know, because right now raid feels like a job. I want the content to be interesting and fun. Like, even Automaton Tower every month feels like a job now. So, any way they can make that better. Edgar Sanchez, what is my opinion on ML Bazaar? I think ML Bazaar is awesome. However, people are saying, like, I haven't seen any confirmation anywhere, people are saying he has the same stats as Tamarin. So his base health, like, a little list there, his base health is going to be trash, if that's true. So he's going to be a lot harder to build than people think. Just because his base stats are going to be really bad if he has the same base stats as Tamarin. I'm still going to pull him, so you can expect to see him in some of my videos. I just need to do 2 mystics to get him, so we'll see. Nick Seed, geez for the new milestone, keep it up, appreciate it. My question is, what are your thoughts about seasonal characters being introduced in Epic 7? First example, of course, is SS Bologna. Do you like this kind of character? Do you like more, or should SSB be the last one? Like, I don't want a future where more or less 50% of hero pool is just a different version. I agree with you. I wish they would just release a new hero, like a new character, and just stick with, if they're gonna do something, do a skin. So if, like Cerelia, or whatever her name is, she's obviously the Halloween hero. I think they should just release heroes that are catered to whatever event that is, or whatever's going on. So, like, you're more likely to get an ice hero that does ice things, you know, around wintertime. You're more likely to get a fire hero in summertime. Makes sense? I mean, to a certain extent. Like, if you were to do, like, a seasonal hero, obviously we got an ice unit, water Bologna, you know, that throws whales at people for summertime, and I think that's very appropriate for what's going on, like with the weather. That would be cool, but I think they should, like, as for a reskin of a hero, I think it should just purely be a skin. I don't like right now having two different Bolognas is just weird. I mean, they're kind of doing it with Moonlights, but at least with Moonlights, you know, it's either past or future or alternative, right? So it's that character in the future, that character in the past, or like from a different dimension, basically. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't want a bunch of reskins of characters, because this game will just turn into like Dragon Ball Z Dokkan, where you get hyped about Gogeta coming out, and then eventually there's 5 different Gogeta cards. Like, it's just kind of repetitive. You know what I mean? And you're spending the same money to get the same character, which I don't think is a good idea for this game. Menstrual 77, worship the 5% dual attacks. Well, actually, when it happened with General Purgus, it was an 8% because I have his imprint maxed. Or it was 7.2 or some shit like that. But yeah, I'm kind of over dual attacks as a mechanic and whole. And like as a whole, I feel like it helps most of the time, right? But the times it really fucks you, like I hate dual attacks. Even like when I get them. Because there's just so many situations where like you're playing it like chess, right? So you want things to go a certain way. If there's a Crow on the other team and you dual attack, then it screws up what you're trying to do. Or if you dual attack into an ML Purg and you double give them combat readiness. You know, there's just so much crap that can go wrong with the RNG aspect of dual attack. And you know, and like if you're attacking into a certain thing and they dual attack the shit out of you from defense, you can lose to that as well. Like, I've lost an arena to literally 3 back-to-back dual attacks from an Arbiter Vildred on my Crimson Armin. Like, what the fuck? That shouldn't happen. Like, maybe there should be, like, a limit to 1 per turn or something. They need to add a little bit more restrictions on them, I think. But yeah. Yolo Loyo. Congratulations. Appreciate it. What's your favorite game of all time? Cat or dog, Popeyes or Chick-fil-A? I'll just do those first. Dog. I have a Shiba Inu. He's chilling in here with me right now. I like Chick-fil-A better. I don't eat Popeyes very often. I wish Chick-fil-A was open on Sundays. My honest opinion about current state of E7, I think it's in a good place. It could only improve from here, though. I don't think it can get any worse than it's been before. The arena meta is more diverse. I think the stat changes were very good. I think it's in a pretty good place, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't still be playing if I didn't think it was in a good place. Yeah. Do I like collabs? Yeah, I like collabs. What collaboration do I wish to see? I kind of want Genos in here from One Punch Man. Like, I think what they could do with the animations from One Punch Man in this game would be sick. Bleach would be another really cool one. Obviously, from my Yufin video, I like Bleach. Dragon Ball Z I love, but I don't think it fits into this game. It would be like, or Yu Yu Hakusho would be really awesome collaboration too. So, yeah. Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, or One Punch Man. Obviously, leave Saitama out, but, you know, you can give us one of the other heroes in Genos. You know, that would be cool. And just have Saitama be, you know, kind of like Aino was from Guilty Gear in the background. You know, he'll be in the story, but not playable. Do I have a girlfriend in real life? No, I've been single for a while. I'm actually divorced, and I'm not really interested in being in a relationship. I like being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. So, I've been married, and I've been engaged after my marriage, and kind of over it for a while. So, I'm single, and I'm staying single because I enjoy it more. Flavio Martins. If you plan to put Firekin on defense, how are you going to build it? Counter Sigurd's portrait. Thanks for all the good videos and congrats on hitting another mark. I appreciate that, man. Firekin on defense, it really depends on what he's paired with. Like, Firekin in like an RBG scenario where he's paired with like Violet Dizzy or, you know, Violet Crow or Viking Crow or, you know, just a variation of the three elements. Like, the way I see Kin built the most is he's built relatively fast. I mean, not super fast. He's around like 180 speed. You really want to push his crit damage as high as you can and get around 20k HP. So if I were to just like give you stats, like I don't even have Firekin. Like if I was to give you stats, I would say aim for around 20k HP, around 180 speed, 240 at least crit damage, whatever you can get into attack. Try and get a little bit of effectiveness in there, but it's not necessarily needed, and then run him on portrait so he hits hard as shit. Because you figure if you run a really high damage threat team, they're going to bring a healer, right? So pretty much every time that you hit with Kin, whatever you're hitting is going to be at full health unless they don't have enough healing. So portrait just forces them to need more healing. And I wouldn't put them on counter set. I would just get all the speed you can from a speed set. That's how I would build Kin. Jeremiah. Hey man, recently I'm feeling burnout grinding this game to a point that I have completely stopped playing. I love this game a lot, but the grinding and RNG is getting to me. Is there any helpful tips that you can give for players like me? I'm sure there are some players out there feeling the same way. Yeah, I feel the same way too sometimes, man. That's why I'm playing a lot of iSport now. I'm sure you noticed that my uploads got very slim over the last month. It's because I was getting kind of burnt out too. I still am burnt out, but like I can't just sit here and play the game. Like I'll have Wyvern going on the side, like while I'm doing something else. Like the only time I'm really sitting here playing the game is when I'm doing GVG. And GVG is what keeps me playing the game, to be honest. So, and also my environment. Like, I enjoy my guild. I enjoy Discords I'm in. You know, I talk to a lot of people. And, like, I'm playing more so to have something in common with, like, the people I'm talking to now on Discord. So, if you're not in a very social environment, I can see how you can get burnt out on this game very quick. That's why in my interview with Damone, I was like, you need to get into a guild that has, you know, a good social environment, and you'll enjoy the game a lot more. So that's my biggest suggestion. If you want to take a break from the game, take a break from the game, you know, do something else. But biggest thing is like normally, like I wouldn't like recommend this, but you know, in this situation it works. Because if you get a bunch of good shit, like if you're playing on an emulator, like it doesn't hurt to like set up a macro to auto run your hunts. Like a lot of people do this. And that kind of takes, like, you're still getting what you need done, but you don't have to sit there and stare at your phone screen, you know? That might change a little bit with auto repeat to where everyone can do that, which I'm looking forward to because obviously I can't macro on my phone. So, or at least I haven't figured out how. I haven't tried to, but that's what I recommend. Foremost, I would recommend just get it into a real social environment that you enjoy. Like, even if it's like a Facebook group, you know, talk more in Discords, do stuff like that. And that'll kind of spark your interest a little more, I think. If not, then, you know, it doesn't hurt to quit. I mean, I've quit a few mobile games over the years, and I enjoyed the time I played them, and I spent money, and I was like, well, I was enjoying what I was doing at the time, so it's not that big of a deal. How did you become a YouTuber? Through what kind of inspiration, friend, or just randomly play E7 and become a YouTuber? I was actually I actually did YouTube when I was in high school. Alright, so yeah, this is an edit because I actually went to my old YouTube page originally, but my old YouTube page is associated with my actual name, and I kind of don't want people to know what my actual name is. It's just something I'd rather keep my personal life and Epic 7 separate. You know what I mean? So basically, I just go through and show my old YouTube account. Sorry, I just kicked the dog bone on the floor. My highest view count on a video on that YouTube is 288,000. I did WoW PvP montages, and I was pretty popular back during the Burning Crusade. The channel has around 750,000 views, which I think I'm just now starting to catch up with on this account. But on that account, I did it in like 12 videos. Over here I got like 40. But that was old school YouTube, like 12 years ago, you know? So that's why I started up again. I wanted to start up again. I wish I never stopped in the first place, because I probably would be, because I started YouTube before PewDiePie did, if that puts it in perspective for you guys. And I was getting, you know, several hundred thousands of views. So I think if I would have stuck with it, kept doing gaming, instead of joining the army like I did, then I probably would be pretty set right now, to be honest. But I probably wouldn't be playing Episode 7. I would probably be streaming something else, like Classic WoW right now or something. But, yeah, that's it. Wanted to get back into it. Like, back when I played Dokkan Battle, I was an admin on Living Ichigo's page, and I was going to get into YouTube then, but, you know, life happened. So, I didn't get into it. But I'm into it now. I want to keep doing it. I enjoy it. Why did I choose Watcher for my icon? I don't know, he's handsome. That's why, I guess. Do you think the new season has made Arena better, as there's much more variety here instead of just ML5s, and even non-ML5s we can now compete? Arena just matters good for not just ML Armin. I kind of talked about that earlier. I think they've done a good job with Arena. It's in a pretty good spot right now. Like, it's in a better spot than a lot of games I've played in the past. We still have our dominant units. There's still the meta, but the meta is definitely more diverse. Any summoning tips for free to play? Don't summon. That's the best tip I can give you. Don't summon. Save your Skystones, build up your Covenant bookmarks, and wait for a game-breaking unit and guarantee you get that one. Like, that's the best I can recommend. Because you could do pretty much everything in the game with specialty changes. You don't really need to summon anything. Especially like with like units like Furious out, and you know all the stuff they're releasing, and more so when they change the skill investment for Molagora, it's going to be a lot better for 3 stars. So I would just recommend not summoning. Thanks for the shout out and last Q&A. Yeah, no problem, man. Like, you've been around for a while. Tell us how to SSS a Nilga boss fight. I actually posted a video yesterday. It's difficult, man. I don't think you can SSS it without Tamarin. It's basically like I triple S it and then I just die. Because, like, the amount of healing you need for that fight is ridiculous. And it's hard to put out good damage when you need a lot of healing. So if you can't triple S it, I would just recommend, you know, clearing it, try to get S, try to get double S. But bringing 2 healers really kills your score. So my advice would be probably figure out a way to do as much damage as possible in his 2 breaks to get your score as high as possible. And then just accept that you're going to lose million on your score. So try to hit triple S before then. Now, that's the best advice I could give. That's what I'm doing. Is Unity set viable? Does building around dual attack in general help? Is it a viable setup? Linda actually tried that recently, and it didn't perform too well, at least in defense. I think Unity is very slept on, and it can be very good. With imprints, like, you get 5% base, right? And let's use like Terranor Guard on Unity, for example. So that's 12% from Unity sets. That's, I think he gets, I forget how much he gets from his passive, but I know he gets more there. There's 5 base, and then you have like Infinity Basket, which I believe he has 14. And then, you know, imprints, there's imprints up to 3% chance. Shadow Rose gives 3% dual attack. So you can have like 30% chance to dual attack, which is pretty nuts if you really go to stack it. I think guaranteed dual attack mechanics like from Tamarin, from Lilius, from Ras are very good if you use them the right way. So yeah, I think Unity's viable. Is Unity set viable? Does building around dual attack in general help? Is it a viable setup? We Linda actually tried that recently, and it didn't perform too well, at least in defense. I think Unity is very slept on, and it can be very good. With imprints, like, you get 5% base, right? And let's use like Terranor Guard on Unity, for example. So that's, I think he gets, I forget how much he gets from his passive, but I know he gets more there. There's 5 base, and then you have like Infinity Basket, which I believe he has 14. And then, you know, imprints, there's up to 3% chance. Shadow Rose gives 3%. Which is pretty nuts if you really go to stack it. I think I don't know what to ask right now, so I'm gonna make you a compliment instead. Awesome content, and also awesome that you're going through comments in your videos and actually answer or heart them. I try to. Sometimes it doesn't give me notifications. So I appreciate the compliment, and I see you around all the time. I appreciate you watching my videos. Congrats, man. Hope your channel grows so much. I appreciate it. My question, will you sacrifice your A Vildred immunity for 30 crit damage if you're in champion/challenger doing A lots plus A Vildred? I have him on Guild War Defense 2 and Arena Defense 2. Okay. Guessing you're talking about offense. I think you want him to do as much damage as possible, because, you know, a lot of his damage comes from him dying too, right? I think immunity is good on him, but not so much in offense. If you have a cleanse mechanic or you guarantee yourself going first, then you don't really need you don't really need the immunity if you're using him with Oxlots, unless you think you're going to get outsped. You know what I mean? I think immunity can be good on defense, because a lot of us bring Dizzy into Vildred, so that initial immunity could actually help you out a lot, depending on what he's paired with. But I mean, so yeah, either works. I think on offense I would drop it, but it helps a lot on defense. Fucking Pokey. Poke GX, guys. Will I ever give you a shout out? Well, I guess you're kind of getting one here. Yeah. Real question, will I ever do dual summons with anyone? Like you both take turns summoning until you both hit 121. Seems like a good idea. I talked to Damone about doing that, but I don't have the setup to do it. So it's something I've thought about. Didn't I already read this once? Yeah. Wait, what the heck? What happened? That was weird. Yeah, it's up here, and then it's down here too. I already read that one. Okay. Boobo! Where do I get fodder for gear, since I find it hard to plus 15s consistently? It just comes with your fodder farming, really. Whatever you get, just feed in. Make sure you grab your charms from the steeple every week. Just, you know, feed everything. I never sell shit. I only sell, like... Astronox did a guide on how to fodder and sell equipment officially, and I kind of just follow what he does. Anything that is blue or purple, usually I'll sell, because you get more gold value out of it. And then anything that's green or white or gray or whatever, I feed in. Happy to hear your channel is growing even more. I can't remember if this has been asked, but how did you end up playing Epic 7? And what game were you originally playing before this one? I wasn't playing really a mobile game per se before I started this. I took a break from mobile games for a while. I was playing Dokkan for a good minute. I played Danmachi. I played Alchemist Code. I played Dragalia Lost briefly. But Epic 7's the first gacha game I really got into, other than Dokkan and like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links isn't really a gacha, it's a card game. The only other real gacha I played that was similar to this is Danmachi. But I didn't like their hero system to where, like, you had to pull every unit like 5 or 6 times or whatever to max limit break it. I hate systems like that. They're fucking terrible. So I eventually ended up quitting the game. That's why I really like Epic 7 as well, because I don't have to worry about pulling multiple copies of a unit. Like, it's nice, but it's not a necessity to max out your unit. Should I leave my guild and try to join another one so I can participate in Guild Wars? The guild I'm in now never participates in Guild Wars, which is something I would really like to start doing. Only recently hit level 65. I've been gold in Arena for a while, if that helps put where I'm at. Perspective. Yeah, like, Guild Wars fun, man. Guild Wars is the only reason I still play this game. You know? In Arena, you just refresh if there's a team you don't want to attack. But in Guild War, like, you gotta kill everybody, man. like, you gotta figure out a way to beat them, even if it means moving your gear around and shit. So, like, I really enjoy doing Guild War. So, I mean, if your guild has a Discord, stay in that Discord, you know, chat with them. I did that for a while, but they still weren't very active. So, like, I don't know. Kind of went separate ways. But, yeah, my advice is, like, join a new guild. If you want to do Guild War, do Guild War. It makes the game a lot funner. It'll help you improve as a player. You'll figure out what you need to do, you know? If I'd ever do a series where I look at your accounts, I don't plan on doing account reviews anytime soon. That just takes too much time, you know, and I'd just much rather be doing other things. So, that's just my take on account reviews. How do I decide if I should continue to roll gear? That's really a hard question. It really depends on what subs are on it. Like, if there's a piece of gear that has speed, crit damage, attack on it, I'm gonna plus 15 it and not look back. You know what I mean? But, you know, if it has those 3 stats and a flat and it's a red piece, yeah, I'll probably plus 15 it. Even if it's a purple piece, I'll probably plus 15 it. You know, it just really depends on what stats are on it. Like, if you find a piece of gear that's crit, effectiveness, and defense, it's probably a piece of garbage, you know? You could roll it a couple times to see if it gets some high rolls so you can get, you know, focus in one stat, but generally stuff like that's trash. You just want to find those pieces that, and like, depending on where you are in the game anyways. If you're, like, earlier game and you don't have many 85 pieces, then maybe it's better to experiment a bit more with rolls. I wouldn't roll anything that has more than 1 flat on it. That's just how I'm at now. I'm pretty much to the point where I don't even roll gear unless it's immaculate. So that's kind of where I'm at. So as you should if you should continue, like, it depends on what the stats are. If all the stats are great, just don't look back. If it has a couple stats, like if it has a flat and 2 good stats and you hit that flat 2 times, dumpster it, you know? That's just how I feel about it. 2 questions. Would it be better if I build into attack or critical damage? The best way to determine what you need is look at your base stats. If your attack is really high, you know, high being above 1100 plus, then it's probably better to focus a little bit more into attack because you get more out of it. If your attack, like Charles, perfect example, Charles' skill is way better off crit damage than attack because his base attack's so low. It's like 930 or some shit. And then on his S2, he gets a separate modifier for buffs, which scale with crit damage, not with his attack. So just look at a unit's base stats, look at its kit, and that will help you determine which one you need. You can always ask somebody, hey, is this attack high? You know, and most people will know, like, no, that's shit. You know what I mean? For a base stat. But if you just go through and look in the journal, like Sarmia has a stupid high base attack, Euphine, units like that, those are what high base attacks look like. And then units like Charles, you know, low base attack. So about 900 to 1,000, I'd say is low. Don't build an attack set, but if it's above like 1,200, then definitely attack set's really good on them. Would it be better if I look for items that have, for example, one item's defense? Like, I'm trying to understand. So you're saying, should you tunnel vision stats that match the set? That's how I'm reading this. I personally am. Like, unless it's a speed set with like amazing subs on it, then yeah. If it doesn't have, like, ideally I want speed on a speed set, but if I don't have speed there and all the other subs are good, I'll still use it, you know. There's units that I want on a speed set just because speed gives such value that don't necessarily need to be stupid fast, you know? Like my Corvus is on a speed set, but I'm not building him fast. He just gets a lot out of the set, but all the other subs on it are good too, so. For the most part, yes. Another thing is like defense sets. Defense is a very strong stat until it reaches, you know. But all the 88 Hell Raid rings are on a defense set, so I think it's nice to have one other defense item. So you can at least get the set out of it. So having a couple pieces of defense gear, you know, that are good to pair with defense rings that you get out of Hell Raid. Same with the helm that comes out of Hell Raid. having a couple of those so you can complete that set and not waste stats is good to have. What is the best way to get fodder for gear? I answered this earlier. The best way is just to farm catalysts. Let your inventory fill up and then go ham. What's up, man? Grats on reaching 3K subs. Any collab you would like to see like the Guilty Gear? I talked about that earlier too. Bleach, One Punch Man, Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah. What is the best advice you can give a guild who's trying to improve and become a top 30 guild? Also, keep up the amazing work. Appreciate it. I'll try. Let's see. For a guild to improve, like it really comes with like communication. Like we have a very intricate system to our guild war. Lilac puts a lot of effort. He's an amazing guild leader. I don't know if he's ever gonna watch this, but like he's a great guild leader, and he really shows it in to what he does. Like he'll do Google Docs and spreadsheets and calculate tons of stuff. Like he's done more in this game for me personally than like I rated Noxramas in vanilla WoW, right? He's putting more effort into this game as a guild leader than my leadership did in vanilla WoW when I was in a top end guild. So I think it really just comes with like everyone in the guild has to want to improve. So if you get that mindset behind it, then the guild as a whole will improve. So hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if you're the leader or not, but going the extra mile, it's kind of like inspiring for your guild as well. I would try to get everyone into Discord. Like if you're trying to push higher ranks in Guild Wars, you need Discord. You can't just do everything in game chat. It doesn't work. And then like if you really want to progress, you got to take all your attacks seriously. If you don't have the gear or the units to do that, then you got to play smarter. That's really the best advice I can give. Any update when you're able to fix the FPS issue in your videos? Oh, this guy again. I already told you in my comments, dude. Like, if you want to give me $600 to buy an iPad, then I'll fix it immediately. But, I'm an adult. I have bills. I pay those bills first. YouTube is just a hobby for me. Like, yeah, it's bringing in some income, but not nearly enough income for me to just throw $600 out for a new device. Because I'm not just going to go get some half-assed device to do this on. I'm going to get a good one. So I'm probably going to get an iPad Pro. But I have other responsibilities I have to take care of first. So I'm not just going to take away from something to increase the quality of a hobby. You know what I mean? That's just where I stand with it. So soon. It's not going to be very soon, but whenever I have an extra $600, I'll buy me an iPad Pro. Don't worry about it. It'll come eventually. Congrats on the incoming 3K. Appreciate it. I think I'm at like 30, 50 now. I wanted to ask you how to kill Ruel if she's really tanky. I use Euphene, man. If she's got immunity, Euphene just one-shots her. She don't care what she's using. She has proof on, doesn't matter. The trick is, like, you need a high sustained DPS target, right? It's like killing a boss, you know what I mean? And believe it or not, like, one really good unit, like Sid. Before Assassin Collie's buff, Sid had the highest sustained DPS in the game. And he's still kind of up there. He does so much damage. So, use Sid. I don't like whatever other else, there's other factors there. But Sid is a very good pick in the Ruel. So, if you have Sid, build Sid. Invest a bit into his S1. You don't really, he only uses his S3 so often. But if you max his S1 and his S2, his DPS becomes pretty insane. And the thing with Sid, you don't need to build him super fast. Like, he's got a good base speed, right? So you put him on a speed set, he gets a lot out of a speed set. So you can actually use him with a crit damage neck and then attack boots, right? So he's very easy to build. You just build him on a speed set, give him attack boots, give him a crit damage neck. Try to push those damage stats up as high as you can. You don't really need defenses. Just make sure you have protection for him. And there's no fire units on the other team, and he will take care of your Ruel problem. So that's what I think. I haven't personally used Sid. Mine is 6-star. He's 6 awakened. I just never threw any molas into him. But if you don't have any other green options, like me, man, I got Charles at plus 11. I got Euphine plus 14 and Violet plus 14. So for me to invest into a Sid would be pretty dumb. I already have 3 really good green DPS. And then Viken, I think, is plus 8. So Sid is really good investment. And he's going to be good for a while. Like, I don't see him being bad anywhere. So just, like, best advice is build Sid if you're having trouble with Ruel. Doesn't help if it's like Ruel Kin, but there's really not that many fire units that are in the meta, right? So, yeah. Do that. Build Sid. Geez, Warball, it's been a long time coming, and I always enjoy your content. I appreciate it. Didn't ask any things last time. One of my questions is what I think is going to change meta-wise when Lilia comes out, assuming she doesn't get shadow nerfed. How I plan to build her. I was going to build her like McClurry, high HP, defense effectiveness, and fast. So I'll answer that question before I read the second one. I think Lilius is going to be great. I don't know how she's going to be on defense until I fight her on defense. In theory, on paper, she looks like she's going to be really good, but we just don't know for sure until it actually happens. I think she's really strong. I think she's really good. Like, if you have a blue unit on your team that is threatened by greens, I think she's really good to put on the team with it to threaten any green unit. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't put her like if you have a team that's heavily threatened by ice units, then she's not going to be as good there. You know what I mean? So you got to find that perfect synergy. For me, like, I would think that perfect synergy is Violet, Dizzy, Lilius, but that shit just loses to the Kraus. So it really depends, you know. I think she's going to be very strong. Dual attack guarantees are very strong. We just have to see how the meta looks. And then, what do I think of ML Bazaar from what we know right now? I talked about it a little bit earlier. And you said the same thing here, same stats as Tamarind. I think he's going to be good. His cooldown is 5 turns, I think, after Mola for his S3, but it's a 3-turn immunity. So he's a cleanser with immunity. No one else has that. Well, Montmorency has it, but you got a soul burn, right? But I think his sustain healing is way stronger than Montmorency's. But Montmorency has more cleansing potential. You know what I mean? So I think he will be very good on offense. I think if you soul burn his S1, it's like an AoE stun too. So I think he's definitely a PvP catered healer. That, and you know, in the sense that he can also probably do pretty good damage on top of his heals. So I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna test him out. So just look forward to that. We'll see what happens with him. As a free-to-play player, how should I be spending my Skystones for refreshes? Should I just be waiting on dungeon drop rate events and just go ham? Yeah, pretty much. If you find yourself low on Skystones, what I was doing when I was saving Skystones is I just played an alt. I used up all the free stamina I got, used up all the leaves I got, and then I sat on my Skystones. And then I eventually built up like 9k Skystones for the Guilty Gear collab, and was able to get Dizzy off of Pity because I just chilled for a bit. So that's how I would recommend doing it. Your Skystones are a resource for playing the game, not necessarily summons. Because, like, you either get to do one or the other, right? You either get to summon or you either get to play the game if you're free to play. So that's how you got to look at it. Do you want to play or do you want to summon? So you definitely want to, like, I would find a balance between the two, I think. Wow, that is a wall of text. Okay, I'm gonna try to read this real quick. Other than the 15% chance to be resisted, if an artifact procs, does the target's actual effect resist affect the chances of the artifact being resisted? Yes. There's no concrete evidence, but there's been enough testing through people I know personally that say it does, and I believe them. So, originally I didn't know, but supposedly it does. I guess I'll read this real quick through. I've heard two sides of opinions. First is that it's only affected by the 15% resist, and the second, that unit's effect resist does matter in resisting the artifact. I think it does. I don't know which one to believe. It's really confusing. Yeah, like for example, my Montmorency is about 200 effect resist, and like I use immunity on her, like when I was bringing her into like the Dizzy or the Sage Bale and Sazan fucking Silverblade Araminta teams in Guild War, and her immunity like never got stripped by Seer Ren, or you know, like if it was Dizzy Araminta, right? My Monty never got stripped, so. I can say it does. Check effect resist. Because from my experience and from other people's experiences. Thanks so much for all your content. I love it a lot. Love you too, man. Appreciate it. I read that one already. I read this one already. My main source of information for building your unit and team. Pretty much in-game stats. Like I could look at an in-game unit stats in its kit and figure out how I could build it to be effective. And I always bounce my ideas off of people in my guild. So that's where I'm at with that. I read this one already. I don't know why these are in here twice, but don't really have anything to ask, but still want to congratulate you on 3K subs. Looking forward to your next videos. Thanks, Blackheart. I appreciate it. Read that. I don't know why these are all showing up again. An F Maya build. That's not really a question, but you want her tanky. Really tanky. With some crit damage. And a lot of defense. Yeah, I think that's everything. Alright. That was probably long as fuck. Sorry, guys.